So, in the aftermath of the Ashes debacle, Brandon McCullum came out fairly vociferously, I would say, and defended Bazball. He pointed to the fact, where was our Test cricket before? Where is it now? Yes, it's better. La-di-da-di-da. But the fact is that Bazball against Australia, against India, home, and brutally away, has come up short and has failed. So I think the question has to be asked, what is Bazball? Where were we? Where has it taken us to now? And what have the results been? So look, let's go back to Joe Root's run as captain. I remember not enjoying watching England play Test cricket during that time. If you recall, we had Bayliss came in as coach, and he did a fantastic job with the white ball team, and the trajectory of the two teams, from where we were in the 2015 white ball World Cup, the ODI World Cup, our white ball went through the roof, and our red ball just dropped off a cliff, didn't it? And I remember finding it uninspiring. I remember having quite a lot of apathy towards it. England won a few series at home. We obviously had two champion bowlers at the time, and we kind of did what we did, but we were, especially when we went away from home in the bigger series, it was very predictable what was going to happen. The cricket was stodgy, and although Joe Root's a great player, he didn't sort of have that gravitas and that presence and that leadership as a captain, which is probably why he's been able to slot so easily back into the team and be such a, he's our best batsman by a long way still. But I think as a leader, it didn't quite work out. And then really, on a complete dime, it switched. McCullum came in 2022. Stokes was captain. I guess Stokes was the only choice, really. I had my reservations. I kind of think, Stokes is the best all-round player, so you don't want to overburden him. But it kind of took me by surprise. I think it took the supporters by surprise, and it definitely took opposing teams by surprise. Look, the cricket has been super, super entertaining. You can't deny that. And for me, really the essence of Bazball, especially with the batting, is to move the game forward and be super aggressive and really just put unbearable pressure onto the opposition. The result in Pakistan, early doors, that would have been 22, that would have been late 22, that blew me away. That day when we scored 500 runs in a day, and you thought we were really onto something. And look, I think Pakistan were not expecting it to go like that either, and we blew them away in their own conditions, into conditions that we traditionally really, really struggle in. But look, since then, we should have won the 2023 Ashes at home. We gifted that series to Australia. We had the ridiculous declaration in the first test. Well, we're playing Bazball, we're doing it differently, so let's just declare because I don't know why you would have declared at that point. And then I was at Lord's for the second test. We were so far ahead of that game. Australia in disarray. What we were about 100, we were nearly 200 for one, I think, at one point. And then just on the hook. They could not believe their luck, Australia. It was a really sort of a Hail Mary for them. We're ball short, we'll put it back, we'll put the fielders back. And this is what really their last hope to get back into the game. And the shots, one after the next, were just appalling. And then before you know it, we're 2-0 down. Yes, we got back to 2-2. But that was a golden opportunity missed. You look at India last summer at home. That last day at the Oval, Bethel and Brook, those shots were appalling, and you wonder, well, okay, what is Bazball? What have they learnt in the last few years? Those sort of shots aren't working. We're not winning the series we should be winning. And look, we should not have drawn that India series. We should have brought it home comfortably on the last day. But we could have lost it. If you go back to Lord's, again, I was there when Brook played his ramp shot. We were maybe 80 ahead for 2 down at that point, or 3 down. And all of a sudden, again, we gift them a way back in. If their batting lineup had have just held steady at the start of their chase, we would have lost at Lords as well. And Stokes was just undeniable with the ball. But it's the same old mistakes again and again and again. So Bazball is an attacking form of cricket, right, that takes the game forward at a rapid pace, especially with the batting. So why did it fail so miserably in Australia? For me, there's a few reasons. I think number one, it's too dogmatic in its approach. If you get to the point where you're 4 years in or whatever and you still haven't beaten one of the major two sides and you're making the same mistakes over and over and over again and you're playing the same stupid shots over and over and over again and you're playing the situations poorly time and time again, then you can't just say, this is our way, this is our philosophy, we keep going, because